Welcome one to my next game finds video. This is Balonator, and if you haven't heard of me, I probably not very surprised. I am I'm a video game collector, and I also I am literally doing my intro right now. Really? You have terrible timing. So yeah, I have a video game collection. I also stream video games. I basically run a completion list, which allows me to play a variety of games on my list, and it'll be awesome. So right now I have approximately 13 physical games, and then 3 games on Steam, if you haven't already guessed. So let's start with that. I will explain. Keep your headset on. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with the Steam part here. So the first 3 games are from Humble Bundle. If you guys haven't heard of Humble Bundle, it's basically like an on-sale group thing. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I've never really used Humble Bundle before until somebody decided to tell me about it and be like, yeah, you can get this game for free. So I ended up picking up Galactic Civilizations 2 for free. Where are ya? Yep, right here. So Galactic Civilizations 2 Ultimate Edition, I believe, is an RTS version of a game. I heard it's quite complicated, which sounds awesome. So it'll definitely be a game down my alley, and I'm looking quite forward to it. This game was free, so like I said, it's all good. And what else is there really to say about it? Yeah, this is my first experience with Humble Bundle. Now, the other 2 games I got are also from Humble Bundle. I cannot say that fast for the life of me. The first one is Volgar the Viking. Volgar the Viking is a side-scrolling retro style video game. It's supposed to be very tough to play and hard to beat. I ended up getting this game for 99 cents USD. So it was an excellent price. And I was very happy to acquire this game because I remember when it first came out and people were getting all excited. It was basically like a Ghosts and Goblins kind of game where you have basically 3 health points, and that's your armor. So every time you get hit, your armor comes off. And then I think your helmet, and then your armor, and then you, of course. So it's a very challenging game, but a very fun game. Hey, Scatmaker, what's up, man? How was Newfer? How'd he do? Did he rage at all tonight? I hope he didn't. Yeah, we're talking Volgar the Viking. I picked it up on Humble Bundle. It was 99 cents, so it was a good find. You know, obviously online finds don't really feel like they won't really feel like finds, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you just can't pick up a game that's physical, and this is one of it. He figured you out? Oh well. The next game is... Well, I figured if I was being, like, teased by my entire community, I would feel a little about it too. It's a very... basically, Scatmaker said we play a game called Go, and so he was playing like as a community against this one particular person, and that person didn't really take all too kindly to it, and I sort of don't blame him. Alright, so the next game for Steam, and then I'll go on to my physical finds here, is We Are the Dwarves. Now, I remember looking at this game a decent while ago, and looking at it, it looked really fun. And you're basically futuristic dwarves trying to, I think, like recover or like fix your star on by your planet, and it's really. And then yeah, yeah, so yeah, it doesn't have the greatest reviews. I probably I don't really know why. I didn't really look into it, but I ended up picking up this game for $2.24 USD. So it was an excellent price, and I just decided, hey, you know what? I should probably grab this game, and so I did. All right, so he denied to use analyzer mode. That's good for him. You know, I gave him some advice before starting his stream. I wanted to review and, help him with a couple other things, but as long as he didn't get his life destroyed, then I'm quite happy. Alright, so yeah, that's all I have for Steam games. I don't get them that often, but man, when they're cheap, they're cheap. You can't argue any other way. Alright, so we're moving on to the physical games. Let's start. How strong? I don't really know where to go with this. So, let's go with. Let's just start from the top, I guess. They're all good games in my mind. Some people may not think otherwise, but So, the first game is an NES title. I ended up finding it for $5, which is about average for this game, but hey, $5 is $5. And I'm quite happy to have obtained it, because I always sort of wanted to try it and play it. And that is Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. Now, Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout is basically a 2D side-scroller game. And it's pretty decent. I don't know. Some people hate it, some people don't. It's definitely a game. And it was actually... Wait, was this? Yeah, no, this was it. Yeah, so this was actually at a garage sale. The first garage sale find I had all year. Because I haven't been garage selling all that much, and that sucks. The other garage sale find, which I'll bring up right now actually, is a Wii U title. And this was in the same garage sale. And that is DuckTales Remastered for the Wii U. Now, for those who do not know, DuckTales, the original one was an NES title. And it was highly praised as probably a pinnacle of Disney design and anime, like Disney design of video games. And it's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much the remastered version of this. All new artwork, probably some fixing of some mechanics. Now, the neat thing about this is that you have the authentic voice actors. So you have the voice actor of Scrooge McDuck, and you have the voice actors for the three kids and the guy, the flying guy, and all that stuff. And that's the really cool part about this game. Just because you get to hear these guys. And I think the Scrooge McDuck voice actor was like 90-something at the time when he made this. So it's really cool. And I believe they did a really good job with this one. Then again, I haven't really played it, so I don't really know. Which sort of sucks. This one I obtained for $7. Yeah. And this was at the same garage sale as Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. Alright, so let's just jump right into another heavy hitter here. Now, I don't know if this one even needs an introduction, because right now I'm playing Banjo-Kazooie. Of course, Banjo-Kazooie, being what it is, had a sequel, Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie was a particular find that this one actually has a little bit of a story to it, because on Kijiji there was a guy who was selling Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Now I know my friend, who's also collecting N64 games, wanted Banjo-Kazooie, and he had Banjo-Tooie. And I just so happened to have Banjo-Kazooie, and I did not have Banjo-Tooie. So we sort of like, yeah, Tooie. So we decided to actually throw him an offer to sort of like knock down the price by like $10 and just offer $40 for both of the games, as this one was 30 and the other game was 20, and he was completely fine with that. So I ended up meeting up with him and getting both games, and my friend gave me $20 and I took this one. So yes, I procured this game for $20, which is actually quite a good price around here. The price around here for this game is approximately $35 to $40. So this was definitely a nice pickup. Other than that, I've been holding on to this one for a decent while. This was probably the first one I get in this pile. So I was quite happy to keep it hidden. Now, Banjo-Tooie, for anyone who doesn't know, is of course a platformer, but it's a very classic game. And for anyone who basically owned an N64 knows what the Banjo games do. So I don't really think there's much explanation coming to it, which is quite okay. Alright, so moving on to the PlayStation 3 games. So like I said, I only had like 13 games in here, and then a lot of them were PlayStation games, with 5 PlayStation 3 and 5 PlayStation 2 games. Alright, so we're going to start with this sort of group I got here. This one was another pickup from Kijiji. This one was in a combination with 2 other games. He basically was this like, there was a couple games that were $10, and then he had 2 games, or a bunch of games that were $5. So I had $20 at the time, so I picked up 3 games. The one that was $5 was Shadows of the Damned. Now, honestly, I didn't know all that much about this game. It looks like it was published by EA and made by Grasshopper? I'm not too sure. Like I said, I did not know much about this game. I believe there's a manual involved in this one, so there might actually have some story in here. But basically it says, a twisted psychological action thriller from the Nightmare team of Unthrillers... Oh. Nightmare team of... What? Okay. That made no sense. And Garcia Hotspur is about to take one hell of a trip to rescue his kidnapped love in the city of the damned. So I think it's about some Mexican guy who has to save his girlfriend or love or whatever from hell. And you go to hell and you fight things with a gun who is also a demon. Yeah, it's I picked it because it was different from the Call of Duties from the group. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like it's... I'm not expecting all that much from it. I don't think there's any story in here. There's nothing in this booklet. Yeah, I've never heard of this game until now, and I was just like, I'll take it. It's better than Call of Duty number infinity shit. Alright. So moving on. The other game that I got for $5 was this game right here. Now, this one I'm sure a lot more people know about, and this one's called Dishonored Game of the Year Edition. Now, the reason it's a Game of the Year edition is because everything is included on the disc. No DLC code. It also comes with a free double-sided poster and is in a cardboard case on top. Let's see here. So it says, experience the definitive Dishonor collection with the Game of the Year edition. Seek revenge as Corvo or seek redemption as Dodd in this complete compilation of Dishonored, winner of over 100 Game of the Year awards and its additional content. Pursue your enemies under the cover of darkness or ruthlessly attack them head on. Your actions will ultimately determine the fate of Dunwall. Now, this one, like I said, came with a poster, so I'll show the poster off in a second. And it also has some, like, underside art, which I'll show in a second here. So, disc, case, and this guy. Now, one thing, I love this art underneath. Yep, $5. That's what I paid for this. And, oh yeah, so we have a few things to go through here. We got, I think there's a French version of this manual. So this is the French manual. And then we have The Evil Within pamphlet and Wolfenstein: The New Order. I want to play a couple Wolfenstein games. I don't think I've played any of them. Let's see. Oh, so it's like a flip out. That's pretty neat. Alright, so let's put this all back here and I'll show you guys the poster. The poster is... The thing is, I feel like you would have to know this game to know what these mean, I guess. This one's Butterleaf, Crematorium, and Fluid Works. Oh, Bitterleaf? Oh, Bitterleaf, okay. And Rothwild Whale Meat. So I thought this was a cool little feature in this. I'm glad he kept it in there and didn't use it. I found that was awesome. It's always good to see games in this well done of a condition. It just warms my cold 8-bit heart. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna try and slip this sucker back in. Come on. Shall we try the underside? Yes. Alright. So yeah, Dishonored. Game of the Year edition. Let's go with this one. I'm gonna hold on the $10 game I got from them, from that guy, and start with this one. So, this one was more or less a game that I wanted to try for a while, but I never just came around to picking it up. And this is called Darksiders. Now, here's basically what it says in the back here. War. The first horseman of the apocalypse stands accused of inciting a war between heaven and hell. Dishonored and stripped of his powers, War must return to Earth in search of vengeance and vindication. Unleash the apocalyptic power of War and battle across the wastelands and dungeons of Earth. So, like, I feel like it's pretty awesome. Now, I believe Darksiders also had a second game, and they're actually working on a third game at this point. That's really cool. You know, and showing off the backside as well of Darksiders. Now, this game was $4. Yeah, $4 for Darksiders. So I was pretty happy with that. Did they already make 3, or am I just going crazy? Well, either way. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. You know, a nice cheap game to put in my collection. Woohoo! Alrighty, the next game is... I am not going to pronounce this right. Is it already out? Well, I'll have to research that then. Alright. I think they pronounce it Disgaea, and this is Disgaea 3, Absence of Justice. Now, this one was... I'm looking for it. This was $8. And so this particular game is a strategy RPG. So think Final Fantasy Tactics, but a lot more grinding. I've always been interested in these games, and they always show up at a decently cheap price. And it's for an anime style game that is a strategy RPG. It's really awesome. This sucker has a real thick manual too. So let's just take a look at the inside here. Oh yeah. Yeah, this sucker's what? 50 pages? It's 50 pages. Now, of course, it's French and English. So it teaches you all about it. Let's see if there's a story in here somewhere. Ah, here we go. The prologue. The Netherworld, a world spoiled by spite, cruelty, and blood-soaked taboos and boundless riffraff. They say that dark dwellers run rampant, causing the horrifying disasters in these lands. In the center of this netherworld lies a school that endlessly continues to expand its grounds, the Nether Institute, Evil Academy. With the Overlord as dean and greater demons for teachers, demon students will follow their baser instincts that are labeled as honor students at this school of torment. This is the root of evil in the tumultuous netherworld, the Pandora's box that spreads corruption and destruction. Still, many continue to be fascinated by this darkness. If you have the courage to descend upon the land of the netherworld, beware of losing your mind to the chaos. This is your only warning. So that's pretty awesome. I like that. That's a nice prologue. Beautiful, beautiful prologue. What? So this looks like a game. So I hope I did pronounce it right. Disgaea 3, Absence of Justice. $8 from a used game store. Good price, and they don't charge tax. A lot of these I'm including the tax on. All right, so this is the final PlayStation 3 game. I don't really think I could say anything about this one. I'll just sort of show it and let it soak for a second. Catherine. Yeah, Catherine. Yeah, so this one is primarily a puzzle game following a story of a guy who's basically with two girls. Here's basically what it says on the back here. So Vincent is trapped in a nightmare, facing a choice of marrying his longtime girlfriend, Catherine, or moving on to the incredible blonde he just woke up next to, named Catherine. The worst part is, if he makes the wrong choice, he could end up dead. So basically, some of the things that it says here, it says compete or cooperate with a friend. I don't know why that's a thing. Addictive puzzle action has you climbing fast and skirting pitfalls. So this is basically a puzzle game. Now, unfortunately, I can't open it for you because this game is still sealed. The guy that I bought it from, the one where I also bought Dishonored and Shadows of the Damned, showed this to me and said, "Yeah, I can't." I asked him, "Hey, are these games complete? Do they have all their, all their manuals and stuff like that?" And he's just like, "Well, yeah, but I can't show you Catherine because it's sealed still." Now, if you actually take a look at it, this is the original factory seal. I don't think I can show it. That's not going to show very well, is it? So, naturally, I'll be opening up this game whenever I get to playing it. It has a very thick booklet. I can't wait to see what's inside. It's like a present. I love Atlas. Atlas makes so many good things. So I was very happy to be able to get this game, and sealed no less. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah. So I'll get to this game. I will. Yeah, it's gonna be definitely an interesting game. All right, so moving on here. Let's start with these two here. So we're going into the PlayStation 2 sections now. Of course, that's sort of my primary focus. Let's make sure I have all my stuff here moved over. Oh yeah, Catherine was $10, by the way. So Catherine sealed was $10, and I found that to be an excellent deal. Alright, so let's just start with one of these two. So the first one here I found for $2. And it's probably worth that. Surprise. This was at a used video game store. And that is Codename Kids Next Door. Operation Video Game. Now, I remember watching this a decent amount of time when I was a kid. So when I sort of saw this on the shelf and it was only $2, I'm just like, yeah, I gotta get it. It's fairly bulky in its manuals. From looking at it, you fight show villains, including the Sticky Beard, Night Brace, Toilinator, and more. Complete your missions through 14 action-packed levels. Collect and assemble cool weapons from the TV show. Gather power-ups for operative power boosts. It's basically a kids platformer, or kids action platforming kind of game, I think. I played through the intro for it, and yeah, it has actually pretty good voice acting for what it is. Though what I do like about some Cartoon Network games is that their manuals are really nice. So we actually have two here. We have the French manual. I believe it's French. Yes, it is. We have the French manual that's in black and white, and the English manual, which is in full color. Because full color is cool. Now, let's see here. Introduction, page 4. I love it when they do artwork like this in these games. It's just so lovely. Anyways, so here's what it says. Welcome to the world, a world ruled by adults. A world where kids are forced to take naps allowed only a limited time to play video games, and are marched off to schools to learn the grown-ups' version of history. A world where every curious moment of our free time is replaced with homework and piano lessons. When our dinner plates are piled with horrible, shriveled, slimy green vegetables. There is a group of names who have stood up and said no. A group committed to battling the forces of adulthood and restoring freedom to kids everywhere. Recruited from the best and brightest kids from around the globe. All under the age of 13 and operating under the direction of Global Command Center on the surface of the moon. We are the kids next door. And they actually do have descriptions of each of the ones that you play on the side here, but I'm not going to get into it. Like I said, $2 game. I couldn't say no to it. Sometimes you just look at a game, you're just like, I gotta pick this up. And this was one of them. Alrighty. So next on this list is another one of those games that I looked at and was just like, I should probably pick this up. And that is The Rise of the Kasai. Now, I believe this isn't the first one in its series, but I would like to find out about that one. Some research that I want to do on this. This was found at the same store for $4. Now, there was actually a couple reasons why I picked this one up, and I'll show you in a second. Now, it's the sequel to Mark of Cree. There, I found it. If you thought that Mark of Cree's Rao was fearsome, Rise of the Kasai's Tati will surpass him in pure bloodlust. Following the successful footsteps of the Mark of Cree, Rise of the Kasai blends the best of both worlds by combining a top Hollywood animations with innovative game makers for a memorable video game experience. So from my understanding, you guys are basically replaying stuff from the past or something like that. I'm not too sure, to be honest. It was very much a big budgety budget. And yeah, I'll show those off in a second. Rise of the Kasai has a full color manual with a ad for God of War in the back. Here we go. So yeah, it's a very beautiful looking manual here. I love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Here, introduction. Maybe that'll uncover a little bit about this game. No, I'm not reading that. That's a big wall of text there. I'm not reading that. Alright, so now for the cool parts about this. So when I open up this game, I originally wasn't going to get it because I don't know much about it, and I'm like, I can always pick it up another time. But then Bleached Out ended up pointing out a couple of things. And the first off were the receipts for the original game. Now we have, I think they're both different receipts. Yeah, so we have the first one from Leamington, so pretty far out there. And it was a debit for $22.79. Yeah, so he ended up paying about $20 for this game. And then there was another one here, which was the original sell of the product. A Blockbuster receipt. So I'm guessing... Okay, I'm guessing this came from the same place. So this, yeah. Okay, yeah. So this is actually a Blockbuster receipt. If you actually take a look at the top there. You can try and call them if you want, but I doubt they exist anymore. So I found that really cool. It looks like he got a whole bunch of credit, bought a game for free, And then got more credit, and then yeah, I'm not too sure what happened here. It's a little confusing to look at. But yeah, a Blockbuster receipt for Rise of the Kasai. Now that was not the only thing I actually found in this manual. In the back, there was actually a piece of paper. And of course, if there's a piece of paper in a video game manual, you know exactly what it is. Cheat codes. It's a list of cheat codes. I was like, what? Oh, this is awesome. I don't even know when he printed this damn thing. This looks like it came from like a straight up HTML website. But yeah, like there's some stuff in here. Invincible Rao at the press start, and then there's your code. There's a cheat code for full health power, a cheat code for infinite arrows, a cheat code for stronger opponents, a cheat code for weaker opponents, and a cheat code to disable the arena AI. That's just so cool. I love seeing history and old stuff in these cases. It's just so cool. It is so damn cool. And I absolutely love it. And they were going to throw this stuff out. He was going to throw this out on me. And I'm just like, no. Keep that. That is mine. It was in the case. I want it. I love having this history. And it's going to sit with this game forever. The original game that he bought it from. Sitting. It's just so awesome. It's just so awesome. So that's the whole reason why I picked this up. Alrighty, so I'm not too sure which one we're going to go with here. I guess we'll go with these two since I technically already have these two games. So I guess I'll go through them pretty quickly. So both of these games I paid $6 for. So remember that, $6. Alright. $6 each. So $12 in total, no tax, Canadian. So that is about $4 American. So for $4 USD, I ended up walking into a Goodwill. And so I was just looking around, and I ended up seeing these two. My mouth sort of dropped because I never thought I would see these two games again. And so I asked to look at them, and I was super curious, and wouldn't you know it, they're complete for $6 each. And I finally picked them up. I finally did it. Silent Hill 3 and Silent Hill 4, The Room. Now, I was looking so long for these manuals for these games because I'll show you 1 second here. When I picked up these games, the first time I got it through a PlayStation 2 bundle, and it was almost a year ago. So to find them a second time was insane. Insane by a large margin. Now these two, the ones I originally picked up, did not have their manuals in it. It was just the game itself. And that was super unfortunate for me because I always try and get these complete. But the bundle had about 25 games to it. And this one actually has a Blockbuster. wording on it at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that there. So it was super unfortunate to come across these two without manuals, and I never thought I would be able to actually afford these games again, seeing as they're almost $40 games each these days. So when I found them for $6, $6 with their manuals inside. Oh, and this one actually had the bonus official soundtrack in it, which is even better. So when I found the full manual with the soundtrack and the game, I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. Oh, train's coming. 1 second. So yeah, it was pretty amazing being able to get these manuals and get these complete copies. So they will definitely be going on my shelf. Incomplete copies don't actually go on my game shelf. They get placed in a box, in a little shoebox. I don't know if you guys can. No, it's everything's blocking it. It all gets placed in a little shoebox, waiting for a manual for it. But yeah, it's just so nice to get these. And I'm terrible with horror, but like, man, $6. I'm never gonna find that again. I'm never gonna find these games for $6 again. This is just insane. So yeah, they'll finally be registered as complete on my completion list. And that's just a good feeling. That's just a good feeling. Alright, the last game may not be as special as the other two, but I'm really happy to have gotten it. Sometimes when a common... this one's not so common. When a decently, sold game comes out and you really want to get it and it's never anywhere. You'll never find it. It's not online. It's not anywhere. And you always find everything around it, but never this game. And this is what it was like for me for Xenosaga Episode 1. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing what's under that. So, for those who do not know, the Xenosaga series was a trilogy of games that are full RPGs. You basically use these things called like ability points. You get 4 a turn, and you can spend them however you want, and you can store up more or less or stuff like that. And this game has eluded me for 2 fucking years. 2 years. I could not find this game. Because it makes more sense, right? You don't start at the episode 2, you start at episode 1. I had episode 2 for 2 years. I could not find this game, no matter how hard I tried. So this one was found for $14 at the store, and it was probably around this right price. But I'm very happy. Now, the unfortunate end for this game is the third game, which completes the trilogy. But its price is astronomical. I think people are asking almost $80 for the game. And this one was $14. Xenosaga 2 is even less than that. I think it's $10. And then you have Xenosaga 3, which is $75 to $80. So I don't think I'll be getting that third one anytime soon. Taking a look at the back of this game, this one's thousands of years into the future, man exists only in deep space. Brutally opposed by a merciless alien race, humanity faces uncertain destinies and unlocks the secrets of the universe in search of the ultimate truth. An epic adventure delivering over 80 hours of gameplay, stunning graphics, breathtaking cinematics, and beautifully rendered 3D environments. Music performed by the London Philharmonic Orchestra. 4 exhilarating mini-games, because mini-games here. And an innovative battle and control systems. Another cool thing that was nice about this is that this one is a very beautiful freaking game. Holy crap. I played a little bit of it. But, here we go. A nice Walmart receipt came with this one. I love my receipts. Now, this one is quite old. This one has a phone number on the back of this receipt as well. This has crap on it. It's an oldie. But it looks like this was a receipt from 2003. Really? Well, I thought this game came out later than that. Does anyone know when this came out? Xenosaga Episode 1. Okay, so it came out in 2002. So yeah, it was bought about 1 year later. At Walmart for $45. So this, I always love receipts. It's like a little piece of history that just sticks with you. They also bought 2 DVDs and Ratchet. I don't know which Ratchet, but it was $30 as well. Yeah. Looking at the manual, this was definitely a very, very big game. A very big game. Their manual's fully colorized and very beautiful to look at. They have pictures. They have different pictures behind every page, and portraits of their characters, and of course, don't forget the postcard. So yeah, that finally does not complete the Xenosaga series for me. I have one more to get my hands on, and it may be very far into the future when I'll be able to afford that sucker. But other than that, that is all the game finds that I have. If, of course, you have any suggestions for video games for me that I would want to seek out for, or any suggestions that you just want to see in general, you're always welcome to throw me a message on, or comment on YouTube, or any way possible. Yeah. So, Balonator signing out. I need to go to bed. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you so much for Twitch for chilling on here with me. And I think we're all about ready to go to bed. So I think that'll happen. Alright. Good night. Next stream will probably be... It will be Friday. Next stream is tomorrow. I will not be streaming Dragon Quest Builders because I feel like 3 of that game in a day, a little too much. So I'll probably jump back into Banjo-Kazooie or Warcraft 3 for the time being. I think we gotta finish up Banjo-Kazooie at some point. Yeah. Alright, so I hope you all have a great night, and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern is Banjo-Kazooie. And I think it's Rusty Bucket Bay that I'm still working on and failing at miserably. And yeah. Have a good night, guys.